In 2008, the American Council for Polish Culture celebrated its 60th anniversary. The celebration, held during their annual convention, was also held in conjunction with the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first Polish craftsmen at Jamestown, Virginia in 1608. The convention took place in Williamsburg, Virginia, a few miles from Jamestown. The council was formed in 1948 at a convention in Detroit held at the Book Cadillac Hotel. The hosts, Friends of Polish Art, and 14 other Polish-American cultural clubs joined together to pursue their common goals: to preserve and teach Polish culture to the following generations of Americans, both of Polish and non-Polish descent, and to enlarge their membership. Initiated by Blanka Rosenstiel, then president, the ACPC funded and established the Polish Cultural Center in Washington, D.C. Individually, each of the clubs was accomplishing a great deal in this respect, but gathered together, much more could be accomplished. Over the years, the council grew to 22 affiliates and 16 supporting groups. Due to continuing fundraising efforts and the generosity of several members' endowments, the council enlarged the scope of their scholarship programs designed to promote Polish studies and achievements. A board meeting is held in the spring and fall to implement board decisions and plan for future activities. Board meetings are usually hosted by one of the member groups, as are the conventions. The board meetings are also held in conjunction with one of the main activities of the local group, such as a ball. The annual convention is held to afford members an opportunity to meet with other members from around the U.S. and to help with mutual projects and elections of officers. Every member club president is automatically a member of the board of directors, and each group is entitled to voting delegates to the convention. To stay in close contact with Poland, the council has held 3 conventions in Poland. They were held in June 1991 at Półtusk, July 2002 in Kraków, and in July 2006 in Gdańsk. The ACPC also sponsors a scholarship for summer study in Poland. Jointly, the groups sponsor a youth leadership conference among other endeavors. Foremost in the goals of the ACPC is the education of our youth so they can build on the achievements of the past, take pride in their heritage, and be inspired to be all they can be.
Polish Americans just didn't seem to be very represented as far as young Polish Americans getting internship opportunities and greater leadership positions nationally and internationally.
The week-long leadership conference in Washington, D.C. brings young men and women of Polish background to meet with leaders in government and encourages them to take on leadership roles in their own communities. Individually, the clubs sponsor various activities, such as dance groups, literary and art competitions, book signings, and musical concerts. The Institute of Polish Culture in Florida sponsors an international Chopin competition. The Polish Heritage Society in Philadelphia sponsors a Stika art competition in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Also, individual groups observe the traditional holidays and holy day traditions, such as Corpus Christi processions, Festival of Wreaths, Wianki on St. John's Eve. Members of the youth leadership group take part in the Wianki celebration, hosted by the Polish American Arts Association of Washington, D.C. Other traditions they observe: the Święconka, the Easter tradition of blessing food.
Welcome to the Embassy of Poland once again, to welcome PAAA to their annual Vigilia.
And of course, Christmas Eve Vigilia, the traditional meatless meal and the singing of Christmas carols. News of all the activities of the Council and clubs is carried in the Polish Heritage, the Council's newsletter, as well as other information of interest. Every member of the ACPC receives a copy. When Karol Wojtyła became Pope John Paul II, interest in Polish culture and heritage, as well as the Polish contributions to the history of the United States, became more intense. In order to meet this demand, the Council undertook having an informational booth at the National Council for Social Studies annual convention. It has become one of our shining successes. Every year, hundreds of social studies teachers attend the NCSS convention and take away books, posters, and literature about Poland and Polish American contributions to history, all provided to our members and friends. Every year, a competition is held for the Marcela Sembrich-Kochanska Award for a non-professional voice soloist. The winner is presented at an evening concert during the annual convention. Other features of the convention, besides the Council business and election of officers, are programs selected by the host club, which may include seminars, sightseeing, lectures, films, or other cultural events. During the 60th annual convention, a wreath was laid at the marker commemorating the arrival of the first Polish craftsmen in Jamestown. The conventions traditionally close with a banquet, at which the ACPC awards its distinguished members, as well as individuals who have made singular contributions to the advancement of Polish culture. ACPC awards several scholarships and has made numerous grants to deserving Polish American projects. Information for applicants is carried on our website. Besides these awards, the ACPC has undertaken numerous projects to bring to attention the outstanding achievements and contributions of Poles. One was the installation of a bas-relief plaque at Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, honoring Polish poet Cyprian Norwid, who dedicated a poem to John Brown, hero of the anti-slavery movement. The work was created by renowned sculptor member Gordon Cray. A replica was later hung at the home of Norwid in Warsaw, Poland. More recently, a memorial to the religious artist Jan de Rosen, a bas-relief by sculptor Gordon Cray, was erected in the Avenue of the Meritorious at the Cemetery of Our Lady of Częstochowa in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. On October 17, 1977, the 200th anniversary of the Battle of Saratoga, the ACPC sponsored the project to dedicate a plaque at the tomb of Thaddeus Kościuszko in Poland. The plaque, a gift of the ACPC, was presented on behalf of the American people to reflect the gratitude of our nation to Kościuszko for his role in the fight for American independence. With the full support of the White House and State Department, thanks to the leadership of Congressman Clement Zablocki, the American Embassy was able to obtain approval for the memorial from Polish authorities and the Archdiocese of Kraków, which was headed by Cardinal Karol Wojtyla, later John Paul II, who had custody of the Wawel Cathedral. The legendary Kościuszko Squadron fought for Poland in World War I against the Russians and was later reorganized in World War II to fight in the air war over England against the Luftwaffe. The squadron was eventually commemorated by the establishment of a permanent exhibit at the New England Air Museum in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, through the efforts of our affiliate, the Polish Cultural Club of Greater Hartford and Central Connecticut State University. Kazimierz Pulaski, another hero of the Revolution, was honored over a period of 3 years. When the authorities in Savannah, Georgia undertook the renovation of a grand statue to Pulaski in their Monterey Square, the base of the monument was found to contain the remains of what were believed to be those of General Kazimierz Pulaski. The ACPC joined the Savannah Committee in arrangements to identify the remains and ceremonial details for the reinterment of the remains when the monument was restored. Through the efforts of the ACPC Committee, Poland was represented at all the ceremonies. A historical plaque honoring the engineer, architect Ralph Modjeski was dedicated at the Benjamin Franklin Bridge he built in Philadelphia. Modjeski, the son of the brilliant Shakespearean actress Helena Modrzejewska, was one of the most influential figures in American bridge building. Over the last 60 years, these memorable projects could only have been achieved by the joint efforts of all our member groups. We invite you as an individual member or your local group to become members of the Council. Together, we can look forward to greater future achievements in pursuit of our goals. For membership applications or more information, see our website at www.polishcultureacpc.org or write to American Council for Polish Culture.